So, what do you do in life when you are shit at it? When you are shit at the game of life, let's say we have like a system, right? I want to actually create this in the future, okay? Where you have a system that tells you exactly how good are you at life, okay? Because like in video games, you have like elo, you have your rank, you have it like right there in front of you. You know exactly your number, how good are you compared to everyone else. But in life, you don't really have that. So I want to create it. But the question here is that if you are silver, what the fuck do you do? You know? Do you go and ask a gold? Do you go and ask like a gold player for advice? Do you go and ask a plat player for advice? Do you ask emerald, diamond, master, grandmaster, or do you ask a fucking challenger for advice? This is it. This is it. If you are here, right, and you can choose from who's you're gonna learn from, who are you going to learn from, who do you choose as a mentor so that you can get to the next level and the next one and the next one and the next one, who the fuck are you gonna pick? Are you gonna pick fucking gold? Are you gonna pick plat? No, obviously fucking not, right? You're gonna pick challenger, right? And this is the biggest problem, and the thing that I discussed in the previous video, right? Is that most people, and including myself, we take advice from these shitters, from these retards, right? And I'm not gonna go on a rant because I literally spent 30 minutes in the previous video doing that. But the point that I want to get across here is that these guys are fucking plat. They're plat. They're shit at the game. Now, obviously, of course, they're better than average. Of course, they succeeded. Of course, they achieved their goals. But on the grand scheme of things, when you compare them to the actual killers, oh my god, on my life, they're shit. They're nothing in comparison. So, who's the challenger in life? Who is the grandmaster at life? Who is it? It's these guys. It's these guys. These people have finished the game of life. For example, take Alexander the Great, right? This guy, if you are in your 20s, right, and you've seen those YouTube videos, oh, if you are below 30 years old, click on this video. If you are between 18 and 25, this video will save your life. You know those clickbaity bullshit, dog shit, dog piss videos, right? This guy, this motherfucker, is in his 20s. He owned the entire known world. This is arguably the most successful 20-year-old of all history, of all human history. If we had to pick like one 20-year-old, like in his 20s, it's him. You know? Napoleon, fucking Jeff Bezos, Carl Jung, Elon Musk, Da Vinci, all of these guys have literally shaped the entire world. These guys have, without them, you wouldn't be hearing my voice right now. Without these people, you wouldn't be able to receive this information. Think about how fucking crazy that is. How crazy is that? And this guy, arguably the best teacher in all of human history. Why? He is literally the teacher of Alexander the Great, the best coach. You're looking for a coach? It's fucking Aristotle, bro. It's not Hamza. It's not Andrew Tate. It's not this fucking faggot that I forgot his name that fucked me over. It's none of these people, bro. It's this guy. This is the best fucking teacher you can learn from in all of history, in all of humanity. You can't learn from a guy better than this. You can't. Fucking Francis, this motherfucker discovered the scientific method, bro. All of science is built on top of this guy's idea, bro. Rockefeller, this guy owned the entire oil industry when he was alive. He was manipulating the whole oil industry by his fucking thoughts, bro. Obviously not his thoughts and actions and communications, but his knowledge. His knowledge, you can literally learn it directly from him, bro. And we are out here looking for advice on how to meditate from these fucking losers. Yeah, good job, bro. Not only that, right? So we have this as influencers, as teachers, right? But you know what else you have? The skills, the things you do, the actions you take, the things you use to conquer the world, right? Or like conquer life. What is it? In like this self-help space, it's these things, right? It's fucking Think and Grow Rich. It's online courses, buy my course. It's productivity. It's wake up at 5 a.m. This is it, right? These are the things that we know about. And guess what? Yeah, sure, they're good, right? This is equivalent to like a, what's it called? common sword in like video games. In Elden Ring, you start when you hop on Elden Ring, they give you like a default sword. This is it in IRL. If you want to improve your life, this is it. This is like the starter pack, you know? What is the better version? What is the 5-star weapon? What is the, you know, the end game weapon? It's this shit. It's this shit. It's psychology. It's evolutionary biology. It's fucking neuroscience. It's computer science. It's the scientific method. It's data analysis, bro. Data analysis allows you to literally predict the future. You can literally see the future. You know, I made a video. I made a video in my previous channel titled How to Literally Predict the Future, as in like a way to read your opponent's moves and anticipate them so that you can counter their attacks, right? With data analysis, you can literally predict the future. Like, this is the science of seeing the future. Like, when you think about how fucking insane that is, like the weather, right? Predicting the weather. Like, these people, they can tell you with accuracy, with such high accuracy, 7 days from now, it's going to rain at 3 p.m. I don't think you realize how fucking insane that is. They see the fucking future before it happens. These people can see the future before it happens. Imagine you have that fucking power. Imagine you have that knowledge. Fucking control theory, bro. You can map yourself as a person and you can control your entire body. This is self-control. What is self-control in this industry? And these people who tell you meditate, what is self-control? They tell you, oh yeah, bro, willpower. Resist the temptation. That's the advice. Boom, stops there. In control theory, motherfucker, you understand feedback loops. You understand feedback delay. You understand latency, throughput, output, fucking feedback loops. You understand all of this shit and you learn. You upgrade the system, you upgrade yourself, and you get the goal that you want. This is it. These are the things that we should be using to be able to improve. The theory of evolution. Like, did you know that the theory of evolution is not... Sorry, I'm getting like extremely hype right now and I'm just like saying a whole load of shit, but I get extremely passionate and extremely happy when I learn something. You know, in life is really all about solving problems. You live your life, something happens and you have to solve it, you know. And when you don't know how to solve a problem, it's the worst feeling ever. When you have a problem in your life and you're like, why is this happening? What the fuck am I doing wrong? Why does this keep repeating itself? This sucks. This fucking sucks. That's the worst feeling ever. But then when you get the answer, to why this is happening, you can see. It's like food for consciousness. I swear to God, when I learn something, when I get an answer to a question, it's like food for my awareness, bro. I got fed up. Nothing beats this shit. Did you know that Darwinian theory can be applied to improvement? It's called the theory of evolution. It's not called the theory of animals. It's not called the theory of how animals evolved. It's called the theory of evolution. Evolution is literally improvement. Literally. So it starts like this, right? We have the thing, right? Let's say, so this, I don't know what do you call this shape, but this is you, right? And then you make a variation, you make a change in your reality, right? And then the world selects what works and what doesn't work. Let's say you make the first change, it's this circle. Okay, your situation didn't change, and in fact, it became worse. Now you made this change, okay, it still didn't work. Now you make this change, oh shit, this is actually works, okay? So now you can identify what works and what doesn't work. And then guess what you do? You do more of what fucking works. You do more of what works and you get rid of what doesn't work. But how the fuck are you gonna know this if you don't understand the theory of evolution, if you don't understand the scientific method? How the fuck are you gonna do it? You can't, it's impossible. It's impossible. This shit doesn't teach you that. These people don't teach you that shit, bro. This is why I get so passionate and so pissed at this industry, because no one is talking about this shit, bro. They're all telling you to fucking meditate. That's it. That's the whole fucking industry. Oh my fucking God. And then there is this other thing called operationalization, right? This thing basically helps you turn something abstract and something that is not physical, intangible, into something that you can actually measure and you can actually track and see in the real fucking world. You turn it empirical. You turn it into you can see it with your sensory experience, right? So, for example, how good someone is at life. How the fuck do you determine that? What is a good life? Everyone is saying, oh, this is a good life. Oh, that is a good life. Oh, no, that's a good life. And you're out here thinking to yourself, okay, who do I trust now? What the fuck do I do? How do I know? How can I know? And you feel like so lost. And, these are the emotions I'm feeling, right? And I'm trying to solve this problem. And I came with this, I still have not applied operationalization, but I wanna actually show you like really quickly what this is, right? So you go here, type in like operationalization. You can go to Wikipedia. Operationalization. So in research design, right? So research, basically, you're trying to understand what works and what doesn't work. This is the scientific method, the data analysis. That's research design, especially in psychology, social sciences, life sciences, and physics. So you see, for example, with psychology, let's say, with your mind, right? How abstract is that? The mind, the human mind, we have thoughts, we have emotions, we have feelings, desires, um, conflicts, internal conflicts, beliefs. How the fuck do you upgrade that? How do you upgrade your mindset? People talk about mindset, oh, have a growth mindset. How the fuck do you do that? It's through operationalization. It's a process of defining the measurements of a phenomenon which is not directly measurable. So you can see, like with the human mind, for example, you can't point at the mind. It's very subjective. It's in your head. You can show it to people. You cannot show your thoughts to people. It's not measurable. But with operationalization, you turn it into something tangible, something you can measure, you can improve, you can get better at it. Though its existence is inferred from other phenomena. Operationalization thus defines a fuzzy concept so as to make it clearly distinguishable, measurable, and understandable by empirical observation. So empirical observation is basically using your senses, to determine the truth. Okay, so if you can't see it, it's not true. Obviously, that's an oversimplification of what empiricism is, but basically it's like, for example, okay, let's say we make a guess, right? Let's say I have theory A and theory B, right? Theory A says I will flip this coin, and if you follow the theory, this should land on head every time, right? If you follow the theory. Okay, and then theory B says, well, if you throw the coin, it should land on head 50% of the time, and then 50% of the time. If theory A fails, right? If you observe the result and it doesn't work, that means it's empirically wrong, right? Because you are observing the results and you're observing the theory, and the theory and the results, the theory and the observations don't align. Okay, but if what you see, if what you sense, what you feel, right, is aligned with the theory, then it's true. So, for example, this is the power of the scientific method, right? For example, someone here can tell you, well, okay, meditation will fix your life. Waking up early will fix your life. Cold showers will improve your productivity. You can run the test yourself. You can use the scientific method yourself. You don't have to read fucking papers. You don't have to do, literally, the whole scientific method is in this flowchart right here. You can read it and apply it. So if someone tells you, okay, oh, the meditation will save your life, okay, you can start meditating. You can see the before and after. Did your life change? Yes or no? If it didn't change, this is bullshit. If it did change, yes, it works. And you do that process and you have a good life. So now what you want to do is you want to use operationalization on life. Like I said, I still haven't fully used or studied operationalization, but I did the bare minimum. I did the bare minimum to be able to apply this concept. So in my opinion, or at least as objectively as possible, or as I will try to be, objectively speaking, hopefully this is objective and not subjective, is that a good life Or like, no, not a good life, sorry. Life skill. How good someone is at life. There's a difference between a good life and a skilled life player. This is a good player of life, right? A good player. Actually, you know what? I'll change this. Right? So I'll change this to a good player. Someone who is good at life. You put them in any situation, they can solve any problem, right? They can create the future they want. They can envision any future and they can create it, right? That's a good player. So a good player, in my opinion at least, is made up of three things. This is what I think. I think you cannot deduce it any further than this. Mastery over yourself and your craft. Okay. So, how good are you at what you do? And how good are you at yourself? You know, some people like don't have self-control. They don't have discipline, humility, all of these things, a good mindset, good belief systems. And they also suck at what they do. They only have like some random habits and they're shit at their habits and they're shit at their job and they have a shit job and you know they're not skilled. This is basically skill of things related to yourself, right? Resources is things related to materials. So this could be like the money, how much money you have, your bank account, your house, your cars, your materials, your tools. The things matter, basically matter, how much stuff you have. And then connections is your relationship with other people. So this is you and yourself, this is you and stuff, and this is you and other humans, right? So connections is basically, who do you know, how many of them do you know, what's the quality, is it high, is it low? So for example, me with connections, it's extremely dog piss, it's so shit, it's so low. Same with mastery and resources. Like, I don't have shit. I don't got shit with my life. Maybe mastery, you could argue a little bit. Like, I understand myself a little bit and I know how to navigate myself. But resources, connections are low, are so low. And the thing here, right? You see with these things, right? They are connected to each other. You can't be only good at one. You have to be good at all three and they work together, right? And if they overlap, like if you have connections and you are a smart person, you get influence. So here you are, if you merge like mastery and connections, you can influence people to do what you want. If you are a smart person and a master at your craft and you have resources, well then you get efficiency. Now you can like do your craft like extremely fast and very effective, like time efficient. You can hire coaches, you can buy better tools, you can buy better products and all of these to improve your ability to do what you do. And then here, like power, here you get power. If you have like a lot of money and you know the right people, you can literally move mountains. But it's not guaranteed to work if you are not if you don't understand this thing, if you don't understand power and how to move it. So you can see like it's not good to have like one side, it's not good to have two, you need all three. Like for the people who say, okay, you don't need connections, you can work on yourself, just self-improve, bro, that's retarded. Why? Because you are relying on other people 24/7. If you have a roof on top of your head, you are relying on other people because someone else built that home, someone else is managing it, someone else is sending the electricity to your house, and someone else is sending the water to your house so that you can stay fucking alive, right? So if you're gonna negate connections, right? If you're gonna say, oh, I don't need connections, oh, I don't need other people, well then you need to get the fuck out of the home and go build your own house. That's how you do it if you're gonna remove connections. And you can't even hire people. You can't even hire builders or anything because that's into connections. So you can see like this is everything you can do in life. You may say, okay, well, what about religion? What about spirituality? What about purpose? What about uh, internal satisfaction and all of that abstract thing? I would honestly just put it in mastery. I'll just put it in mastery. If you are a happy person, well then you are skilled at being like you're at having a good life. You're skilled at mind, at the mind. Like happiness is in the mind, and the mind is in here. Just put it in here. This is everything related to yourself and your activities, your actions. So and yeah, like I explained, I was about to repeat the whole thing. And operationalization here will basically allow us to measure, okay, well, how good is someone at life, you know? How good are you at life? And then when you know if you're good or not, when you can see your current situation, that's when you can improve. That's when you can move to the next step and the next one and the next one. But you can only do that your if you know your current skill, if you know your current rank, you know, you need a way to measure where you are and where you're gonna go. Okay? So that's for these things. And now I wanna show you how I applied some of these things, right? So you see these things here? I applied some of them recently and bro, yo, this is unreal, bro. This is unreal. I can't believe I actually listened to these people, bro. I can't believe I wasted 3 years of my life listening. Now listen, yeah, listen. I'm gonna make a big disclaimer here. Like, these people are good. Like these ones here, they are good if you are a complete beginner. If you are in step 0 and you have no idea what you're doing with life, it's good, obviously, to know that hitting the gym will get you muscles. It's good to know that you can improve your life, that you can actually get girls if you speak to girls, that you can improve, you can become better, that you can get rich by making a business. It's good to know those things, right? But once you know them, bro, you don't spend more than a month on these guys. You don't spend more than 2 months on these guys, right? I spent 3 fucking years. I thought, like, because I just didn't know there's another way. I just didn't know that there is this. I just didn't know. And so today, I want that. So when I found, right, when I found about these people and about their advice, I started applying it. I started applying it, and my God, I can see, bro. I swear to God, I can see for the first time. For years, I've been struggling with improvement in real life, and now I can fucking see why I was struggling. And I want to go over that right now, okay? So there are 3 people I learned from recently, and I am extremely surprised by their genius, honestly. Carl Gustav Jung, J. Wright Forster, and Aristotle, right? These are the 3 people that I applied very lightly. I didn't even go all in. I honestly applied very lightly, and also Da Vinci, right? So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I use. So Aristotle, he was a philosopher. He's considered to be the first scientist in all of human history. Carl Gustav, founder of analytical psychology and the unconscious. J. Wright Forster, founder and creator of systems thinking. So we're gonna be exploring these things today. Oh, actually, before we do that, I wanna do this. Okay, so first principles. I love this shit. First principles is actually founded and created by Aristotle, which is funny, right? So first principle is basically when you get to the rock bottom of something and identify its truth, okay? So here we're trying to get better at life, right? We're trying to get better at self-improvement. So at its most fundamental first principles, self-improvement is when a system makes positive changes towards a goal through feedback loops. That's it. That's it. If you had to put this thing here in a definition that is simple to understand and that actually gets you somewhere, it's this one. It's a system. What is a system? It's you. Okay, the system is you. It's a combination of psychology and biology working together to form the whole. The whole is you. It's the human, right? So we have biology systems and we have psychology system. Okay, and they both work together to be able to form the bigger picture, which is yourself. Okay, makes positive changes. What is a positive change? A positive change is happens in space-time, obviously, no shit. So there is a starting point and there is an ending point of change. Change doesn't just happen over time. It's a process. There is a starting point and there is an ending point, right? Starting point is the current situation. Ending point is the desired situation. No, yeah, it's the desired situation, right? And change is when you move in a specific direction. So you can go up, you can go down, and or you can maintain. Or although like maintaining doesn't actually works, but that's change. Positive is when you are going up, right? What is up? How do we know it's positive? It's positive if it's moving towards the goal. Positive changes towards the goal. If you are getting closer to where you want to be, if you define the desired situation, you create a unit of measurement like we discussed with the operationalization. You create a unit of measurement so that you know exactly where you are and exactly where you want to be, and then you make positive changes. You measure your progress, you look, are you getting better or are you getting worse? If you are getting closer to the goal, you are improving. If you are not improving. It's as simple as that. And then through feedback loops, you get a result, you get information from reality telling you if you're close or not. It's as simple as that. For example, you text a girl, she answers you, okay, that's feedback. She doesn't answer you, that's also feedback. There is no success, there is no failure, there is just feedback, So feedback is just information provided by the output that tells you what you need to do. It tells you, do you need more inputs? Do you need better inputs? Do you need to change the process? Something must change, You listen to the feedback and you make a new change. Is the change positive or negative? And then you follow the same shit. You follow the Darwinian evolution. If it's positive, you do more of it. If it's negative, you stop doing it. Wow, magic. Oh my God. God damn. And then improvement, like we said, to get better at improvement, you follow these things. So these are principles from control theory, from systems engineering, from meta learning, and the scientific method, right? This is improvement. I found it. I fucking found it. It's like it's like they're speaking a different language, right? Like these people, it's like they're speaking fucking gibberish, bro. You see these guys, right? They had 3 books. It's these ones that I learned what I was talking about. The red book, it's a psychology book. We're gonna go over it in a bit. Thinking in Systems and Aristotle the Organon. Bro, this is why earlier I said like these are good guys. These are genuinely good guys. They get your foot into the door, but once you're in the door, completely stop watching this garbage bullshit. Once you get your foot into life and okay, I can make a business to get rich. Wow, oh my God, right? Once you know that, get the fuck off this shit. Get the fuck off of it and move to this. Move to this. And I was reading the Organon, right? And I can bet on my life, no one on self-improvement know what these are. No one on this self-help, self-improvement, self-development, self-cringe knows what these 3 books are. Yet I've read them and all of my problems are now clear. The Organon, for example, is a book by Aristotle. It teaches you how to fucking know. It teaches you epistemology, which is literally how to know. How can I know? You know that quote of like, you don't know what you don't know? If you read this book, you will know what you don't know. And you will know that you don't know. But it's like gibberish, bro. I read it. Like, let me show you. I swear to God. Let me show you. I got this book, I got this fucking book. Look at this shit, bro. I didn't read it fully, right? I read only a couple of chapters. And a chapter in here, by the way, is just 1 page, by the way, right? So, as you can see, like this is a chapter, like it's a fucking paragraph, or like this is a chapter, it's only like 2 pages. Look at this shit. Look at this. Knowledge of the fact differs from knowledge of the reasoned fact. To begin with, they differ within the same science and in 2 ways. When the premises of the syllogism are not immediate, for then the proximate causes is not contained in them. What is this guy talking about? What is this guy saying? What is he saying? It took me 2 weeks to learn induction. It took me 2 fucking weeks to learn the process of induction in this book. I read like 4 chapters. They were in here, right? It's like in Analytica Posterior here. Posterior Analytics, this one. How essential nature is revealed. I've read this chapter, right? And other chapters as well. I can't be asked to find them, there's like way too much. But basically, for example, this is one I read. And my days, it took me like 3 weeks to understand this fucking Chinese shit, bro. It's like he's speaking Chinese, bro. Let's not make a racist joke. Please don't make a racist joke. But basically, induction is a process where you look at patterns. You use your fucking eyes, your senses, your memory, and you observe things that happened in the past. So right now, for example, I'm struggling with purpose. I'm struggling with finding meaning in my life, with finding direction and what I'm gonna do with my life. So in the self-help space, the most common advice that you're gonna get is, well, imagine you can do anything, what will you do? Or if you had all the money in the world and now you said let's say you traveled the world and you had all the money in the world, right? And you can sit down, what are you gonna do? What the fuck do you mean? Bro, do you know how many fucking things you can do with that? You have all the money in the world and you can do whatever you want. Do you know how many fucking things you can do? How am I supposed to make a decision? How am I supposed to make a decision with that shit? But in induction, you read this shit and now you learn, oh, we actually make decisions by looking into the past, not the fucking future. We don't come with like, what's it called? We don't make assumptions about the future. We look at facts from the past. So that's what I did. I looked at the things that I did in my life. I looked at patterns. And I've listed everything that at some point in my life I was interested in and I took action on. Things that I actually did, right? Things that I actually experienced and did, right? So math, anime. I watched 500 fucking anime. Entrepreneurship. I built 7 businesses. So these are like off the top of my head. These are the first things that come to mind. Brawlhalla. I played 4,000 hours of this game. I made countless YouTube channels. I've watched hundreds of videos on YouTube. I made hundreds of videos on YouTube. I was obsessed with the idea of the top 1%, video editing, etc., etc., all of these things, right? And then you can simply boil it down and you find what's universal, right? So this again is something I learned from Aristotle. What is universal in all of these? It's simply these. It's these 3. In any one of these, right? If we had to pick one of them, it would be like the how can I phrase this properly? It would probably be transcending the boundaries of life. That's a beautiful way to put it. Transcending the boundaries of life. In life, there are boundaries, there are problems, there are issues that you face, right? And all I want is just upgrading that, transforming that, improving that, you know? Everything in here, whoopsie, falls under one of these. It's either about improvement or transformation. It's either about theory and structure, okay? Or it's about audiovisuals, art, you know, and experience, actually feeling, you know, emotionally feeling the transformation, emotionally feeling the theory and the idea and the structures, you know? So audiovisual is basically audio and visual. So for example, like this video, you have an image that is moving and you have a sound, you know? Hopefully the sound is recording. And yeah, everything in here, you can, at the end of the day, you can put it into one of these 3, right? So these are all the things that I was interested in at some point in my life and I put them in here. And then what I did is that I looked at these 3 and I said, okay, well, what can I do with my life? Let me do something with my life. And guess what? I found this. The answer instantly popped up. The answer instantly popped up. I found the answer instantly. Now, hold on, pause. This may not be the answer. I may come like in 3 months and I'm like having nihilism and I'm like having existential fucking crisis and this is not my life. But for now, at least, this seems very, very reasonable and it's very, for me, it's very, how can I say this? Interesting and entertaining, and I can see myself doing this for my entire life. I can see myself making artistic YouTube videos about improvement for the rest of my fucking life. I can see it happening. That's what I did for most of my life. It's all of this shit, right? So if you look at like, for example, hip hop, 3D modeling, fight animations, Attack on Titans, all of these, they fall into audiovisual. So YouTube videos, right? And artistic YouTube videos, you know? And then you see theory and structure. So I build the improvement videos that I want to make. I want them to have like theories. I want them to have like a, you know, reason behind why they work, math behind them, logic, fucking posterior analytics, like fucking Aristotle would call it, right? And the videos are going to be about improvement, improvement at improvement, like getting better at getting better, you know? Shout out to Lahkan. I learned that from him. Yeah, and when I did this, when I did this, right? When I did this shit, I realized, bro, no shit. The previous project was a success and everything before that was a failure. No shit. Wow. Very crazy, bro. Very surprising. I was making YouTube videos about improvement. Bro, no shit. No shit, I'm not gonna quit. I didn't quit the last channel. I wanted to quit a million times, but I didn't. Because it was in here. It was under one of these, you know. The problem, the reason why I quit the channel and I ended it is because I wasn't satisfied. I didn't have the last piece here. I didn't have audio, visual, and experience. I love art, you know. I love artistic videos. Um, Honestly, there is this one video that actually blew my mind. I want to show it to you, and the guy really deserve a shout out. Um, what's that shit called? Yeah, yeah, this shit. Yo, they read my mind, bro. The YouTube recommendation read my mind. Like, if you look at this video, it's extremely artistic. It's very beautiful. It's very philosophical and insane. I can't do that with Brawlhalla, bro. I can't do that in a video game. I want to get philosophical. I want to get scientific. I want to get theoretical, but I can't do that with Brawl. I can't do that. Watch this video. It's actually insane. If you're having like struggles with, you know, life, with purpose, with meaning, with, you know,
To
existential
question its
existence.
relevance to your hand, or your hand to question its relevance
It's
to
insane.
you.
And also like
Medical
there's this fucking music playing in the background, the violin playing in the background. It's insane. And this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do with my life, bro. So now that I did this, this is a process that I followed from Aristotle. I applied the fucking process and it works. It fucking works, you know? The second thing that I did is psychology, you know? The Red Book by Carl Jung. This guy discovered that your mind, well, actually, Nietzsche started this and then Carl Jung built up on the idea, but he's the one who popularized it and made it into like a real thing that people can practice. Nietzsche started it only the idea, you know, but Carl Jung actually expanded on it and made it, you know, practical and everything because he was a psychiatrist, you know, but Nietzsche was just a philosopher. So these two, right, Nietzsche and Carl Jung, they discovered that we have something called the unconscious. Like people, when they walk through day by day, right, they think that they are the ones making decisions. 95% of the decisions you make in your day-to-day lives, is subconscious. It's unconscious. It's not even you making the fucking decisions. Like, for example, when you get up off your bed, like what you do instantly after you wake up, or like when you're walking, or like when you're eating, the way you eat, the way you talk, 95% of the decisions you make are fully under the unconscious. And the unconscious is kind of like this. It's basically a kind of like, imagine a round table like this, and there are multiple personalities in your head, literally multiple people, multiple voices in your head that all want to pull you in different directions. Every one of them has a specific need, right? And these voices and these like parts of yourself, they form from different experiences. So as you are growing up as a kid, right, you go through different experiences, right? So for example, let's say your mom hit you, and a second experience, your friends laugh at you, right? The first one will create, for example, this part of you that tells you we should not argue with our parents, right? And the other one, let's say your friends laugh at you, this part tells you that we should not expose ourselves to the world, right? And now you grow up, right? You become a fucking adult and you have this fear of showing your insecurities, of talking about what you love, of arguing with people. You have these fears. It's blocking you, and you don't know why. But it was like an experience from 17 fucking years ago. And Carl Jung discusses this shit. Carl Jung discusses this shit. Bro, I've been struggling with psychology for years, for 3 fucking years. I've been going through, we're gonna get to this in a second. For years, no one in this space fucking answered the question. No one in this space. Bro, I would build my success. I would literally work so hard on something. And then, you know what happens? I would break it down with my own hands. I would break the success down. Self-sabotage, self-hatred, self-hatred. Like that's it. It's like problems in my psyches, you know? Insane. Insane. And these people figured it out. They literally figured it out, bro. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. And so I followed the exercises in this book. Well, it's not really a practical book, but like after you read it and you go through it, you know, and you start to understand how this happens, there is a process of it's the process of individuation. It's basically when you organize these people, you listen to their fucking needs, and you direct them all in one direction. So one of like your desires wants to go here, and the other desire wants to go there. You integrate the unconscious. First, you make it conscious, and then so that you can control it, and then you direct them into the direction that you want, so that you can become a success, so that you can get what you want out of life, out of existence. And this process called active imagination, you know, the process of active imagination, basically you talk to these fucking voices and you understand what they want, and they give you symbols, they give you signs, they give you like artistic signals from the unconscious mind that is, who the fuck knows, where is it? And then you can map them out. You can map them out. And this is what I did. Listen, bro, people were gonna call this cringe. Suck my dick. I swear. Nigga, suck my fucking dick. I don't care. I'm not gonna be apologetic, or I'm not gonna give a single fuck about what people think. I am done with that. Why? Because now I understand myself. Now I know what I want. I know what I don't want. I know what I hate. And I just don't give a fuck anymore. I feel so free because I have control over my fucking mind. Yo! So I found that I have like 6 characters in my brain, or in my mind, that have been formed, you know, over time. And it's one of these 3. It's one of these 6s. It's like 6 characters that have been ruling my life, and me not understanding why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? You bring these to the conscious, you will feel like when I did this integration process, first of all, I started crying like a fucking bitch. And then, second, I started feeling as if like my room is new to me. It's like I don't know where this stuff comes from. It's so weird to explain. It's like my mind connected with itself. It's so fucking weird. It's insane. So the first personality, or like the first character that I found, is the rebel, right? I gave them name. I put pictures that describe them perfectly. I want to be free. I want to escape. I don't want to give a fuck about what people think. I'm gonna be authentic, and I don't want heavy responsibilities. I just want to do whatever the fuck I want. Controller. I want to be powerful. Control, manipulation, will, power, humility, discipline. I want to have power over myself, over my life, over everything. Defender. I want to be safe. I want to escape problems. I want to indulge in illusions, in lies, in comfort, in shame. I fear shame. I have a lot of fears integrated. I own this guy. This guy his name used to be Destroyer. This part of me used to ruin my life. Every time I want to succeed, this part in me would come out and eat my success. It would eat my souls. It was eating me alive for years. Freak. I want to be unique. I want to be weird. Like, listen, when people call me a fucking weirdo, my dick gets hard. Think about that for a second. When people call, what the fuck is this guy doing? My dick gets hard when people do that shit to me, bro. Bro, I want to get my ass fucking pounded by a femboy, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. I want to get in a relationship with a fucking ghost mommy. Cringe? Fuck you. I don't give a shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. I want to be a weirdo. I love it. Call me a weirdo, bro. I love it. Bully. I want to be superiors. I hate other people. I want to be above other people. This is why I spend thousands of hours on competitive video games. I have like 4 or 5K hours on Fortnite, and I have 4K hours on Brawlhalla, bro. That's like nearly 10,000 hours on competitive games simply because of this guy. I just have such a fat ego, and I play to dominate. I play to be better than others. I play, even when I was a kid, even when I was doing sports, even when I was like social, before video games, before any of that. I was actually, as a child, when I was like 13, 14, I was a bully. I used to hit like, other people in school and all of that shit. Call it cringe. I don't give a fuck. I just don't care anymore. I don't care about nothing, bro. And hero, I want to be saved. I see sometimes in all of this cringe shit, there is a part of me that is like this. I swear these pictures are so perfect. Like these pictures describe. I spent so much time trying to map, my personality and all of these fucking psychological things in my head. And I found these people, bro. They literally talk. They literally fucking talk, bro. In my head. It's insane when you map them out and when you see them, I want to be saved. Because I suffered so much in life. And I went through so much shit. I'm not gonna play the victim, but I had a pretty, very, very difficult life, When I see someone similar to me, I wanna, like, when I see someone with like my characteristics, with my problems, with someone who's been through the same shit that I've been through, the first thing that I want is help them, because deep inside, I wish someone helped me in that situation. So it's not that I'm helping them; it's more like helping myself. It's more like saving that version of myself who struggled in that situation. So this guy have like empathy, guilt, regret, compassion, love. No, actually, love is in here. This is the one. This is the freak. Like he's so desperate for attention, desperate for love, because of the trauma that I've been through as a kid. And so this fucking shit have developed. This shit have developed. I ended up being the most fucked up person to ever exist. And the biggest problem I suffered with in self-development, by far, the biggest issue is inner contradictions and inner conflict. My God, did I struggle with that shit. My God, did I struggle with that shit. You know why? Because these six like characters, they all fight each other. So the hero is the opposite of the bully. Like I wanna help people, right, who are in my situation, but at the same time, I wanna hurt people. Like I love hurting others. Freak and a defender. This guy wants to expose himself. This guy wants to go online, wants to talk shit, wants to be a weirdo. And this guy is afraid of shame. This guy is afraid of people. This guy doesn't want to be shamed because as a kid, I got shamed a lot, So he wants to escape. He wants to run away. Guess what? They fucking fight and they ruin my life. The controller and the rebel. This guy wants to control. This guy wants to own the life. This guy wants to be powerful and own the body, own the physical, the physical body. This is the part in my psyche that want to control everything. And then there is this motherfucker, the rebel, who is against that, the total polar opposite of control, which is freedom. This guy wants to do whatever he wants. He wants to have fun. He wants to enjoy life. He doesn't want to work a job. And these motherfuckers, they fight each other 24/7 in my head for years on end. and me not understanding the problems. And when I go on these fucking Reddits and communities of like self-improvement, what do they tell you? What do they tell you? Oh, meditate, bro. Meditate, bro. Journal, bro. Journaling will help you. I'm going insane. I'm going insane from this shit. And now the third thing is J. Wright Forrester, which is the founder of systems thinking. So systems is basically a way of modeling reality. So it's like it's abstract, right? It's not physical, it's not real, but it's like a mental model, you know. So abstraction is basically something that is not real, and they help us make sense of the world, right? So when you think about the number 3, for example, like the number 3 doesn't exist, you know, like the letter, like 3, you see 3, right? It doesn't exist. Like I can say 3 like this. I can say 3 like this. I can say 3 like this. I can say write it, you know, I can write it on the computer. I can write it with like, for example, the Arabic 3, you know, it's different. I can pick up 3 items and tell you, okay, this is 3. But where is 3? Where is 3? You see, 3 itself doesn't exist. It's just a way to understand the world. Like when you understand numbers, you can see reality better. And it's the same thing with systems thinking. When you understand how systems work, now you can see how the world functions. So instead of waking up and now you're confused on why this is happening or why is that happening, you can now bring on connections. You can understand cause and effect. Why is this happening? It's because this system operates in this way, and it has these feedback loops, and it has inputs and outputs. So what is a system, you may be asking? To keep it very simple, a system is a collection of processes, right? So stuff, okay? It can be anything, and this stuff converts input to produce output. So you have stuff, you have an input, this input enters the machine, and it comes out something else, okay? This is how the entire universe works. This is how by the way, this transformation happens in the line of time, okay? So we have time, and we have input, it goes, and then we have output. It's as simple as that, you know? So in this example here, right, of like getting better at life, the thing that we are trying to do here is that your input, right, is current situation, and then you take action, right? So you do stuff, you take action, you do something about your current situation, and then there is a future situation, right? So this is today, this is action today, from the start of today till the end of today, from the start till the end, right? So there is time, right? And then this is tomorrow, the result you get tomorrow, okay? So if you drink 7 liters of fucking alcohol today, you're guaranteed tomorrow is not going to be a good day, right? That's the future situation. It's the output. It's what happened after, you know? Success or failure, like we described before, is the feedback that tells you whether you are on the right track or not, okay? So remember what we said, a system makes positive changes towards a goal through feedback loops, right? This is improvement. This is self-improvement, right? So after reading the book here called Thinking in System by Donella Meadow, now I was able to map out my psyche. I was able to map out my problems and the things that happened, you know, over the past couple of years and why I was struggling. And that's thanks to this motherfucking genius, Da Vinci. Do you know what this guy did, bro? Bro, I don't know if anyone is watching this video. How long is this video? 54 minutes, bro. I've been yapping for 54 minutes. No one is watching this shit, bro. Bro, if someone is watching this, tell me in the comments, are you actually watching this shit? Is CMD watching this shit, bro? Bro, I love this shit. I can't believe, bro, I'm just so passionate about this. I can't believe I'm spending, 1 hour have went by. Holy fuck. Anyway, this guy, Da Vinci, you know what he did? He, I hope it's recording. Please tell me it's recording. Okay, thank fuck. Da Vinci, he used to be an artist, right? But you know what he did? He studied science to improve his art. He was the first person in history to apply what's called multidisciplinary thinking. Multidisciplinary thinking is when you apply something from a discipline into this discipline, right? So he was an artist, right? He went on science, he studied light, he studied shadow, he studied the human anatomy, he studied human biology, he studied muscles and the bone structures, the skull structure, mathematics, and all of these things, so that he can draw better. Think about how fucking genius is that? How genius is that? That's insane. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And so that's what you can do as well. You can map out your psychology using, like, for example, um, I used multidisciplinary thinking when making all of these diagrams, right? So, for example, the organon, right? The first principles, when you use induction, it's mostly used for scientific purposes. It's mostly used for coming up with scientific knowledge, for coming up with empirical theories and empirical knowledge, it's epistemology. But guess what? Guess what? You don't have to use that shit there. You can take that knowledge and you can apply it here. You can apply it on self-improvement, motherfucker. And that's what I did. That's how I found purpose. That's how I found purpose on my life. It's by applying that shit, right? And then using systems thinking and systems theory from reading this book, I merged it with psychology. I looked at my psychology as a system. I looked at my psychology as a system with inputs, with outputs, with processes, feedback loops, stalks, delays, fucking output, throughput, bottlenecks, latency, all of this shit, it's in here. And I mapped my system out. I've realized that the puer aeternus, right? So this is another concept in psychology by Carl Jung, right? The puer aeternus, which is the eternal child, it was these people. It was these three people, right? These three fucking persons in my head, right? Wanting me to do, childish stuff. It's not bad or anything. But I want to succeed, motherfucker. I want to make money. I want to make money. I want to help people. And I want to have love. I want to get attention and love from other human beings, But these ones, this guy was afraid of that. So this guy was afraid of this one. So what he did is that he made me do bad habits. He made me watch porn. He made me watch video games and all of this shit. And that's why I was failing. This guy, I would make videos. I would be helping people. I would be like uploading guides. And then this motherfucker comes in and he would like make my videos shit. I would start talking in an egotistical way. I would start insulting my viewers. I would start calling them retards. I would start doing stupid shit. Why? Because this guy wants to feel superior. I would want to be disciplined. I want to take action. I want to do like good habits. I want to be consistent and all of this. And this guy, he wants to be free. He doesn't give a fuck about none of that success shit. All he cares about is lightweight and flying, That's all he gives a shit about. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't understand you. But when you integrate him, when you integrate the shadow, now he's on your side. Now you can direct him. And my life over the past 3 years, it was literally this, bro. I would make up success and then I will drop below my average. I will drop below where I was before even starting. And then I would climb back up and then I would drop again. I would climb back up. I would drop again for 2.5 years, motherfucker. For 2.5 fucking years, this cycle has been repeating itself. And now I understood it thanks to system thinking and thanks to Carl Jung. Thank fuck. Thank fuck. Another way to study systems and to look at systems is a definition that I wrote here. A system is basically a collection of interacting elements with function or purpose, right? So there are things, they interact with each other. So you have things, right? These things have a link between each others and they produce a goal, So for example, we can look at your body the same way. So you have the nervous system, you have the body, right? This is the whole, right? The whole thing. This is the entire system. Inside the system, there are interacting elements, right? So we have like your nervous system, the brain, your gut system, your respiratory system, the heart, all of these elements, they're working together, okay? And the function of or purpose is survival, right? These things work together so that you can stay alive and so that you can reproduce, And so you can apply that here. You can apply that here. We can look at the different elements, right? We can look at the psychology. So these are the different elements here we have in brain, in the mind. Sorry, we're not at the biology yet. This is just psychology. You know, these voices in my head, they interact with each other. They don't just exist. They fucking work together. They work together, bro. And it's pissing me off that no one is talking about this. It's pissing me the fuck off. So, for example, this is why I want to make money. It's because this guy wants to be free and this guy wants to have control. What is the combination of that? Having control and having freedom. It's money, bro. This is why I want to get rich. Overthinking. This guy wants to be safe and this guy wants to gain power. To gain power, you need to take some risks. You need to take action and all of that. So I end up over fucking thinking. This guy want to play it safe and this guy wants to have control, wants to have power. So I end up looking for theories, looking for overthinking, looking for books and all of this shit. You know, it's because of this guy and this guy working together. Porn. This guy wants to go into illusions in a dream and this guy is a fucking freak. So what do you end up? What is the biggest illusion for freaks? It's porn. It's porn, bro. Watch thousands of hours of this shit, bro. Improvement, mercilessness, manipulation, fanboy, teaching, abuse, partner, anti-hero, all of these things. I've lived my entire life looking at these things, bro. Living these things. Patterns repeating themselves over and over again because of these fucking elements interacting together. Oh yeah, client story. I have a story here that I want to talk about. You see here, as I was talking about like highs and lows, right? If you don't understand this, you will go through pure hell. You will have such inner contradictions, right? These two voices pulling you in different directions. My God, is it pure hell. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I used to have clients literally messaging me, okay? Saying, hello, Zenex, can I buy your program? Literally. Messaging, and these are people who have already bought the coaching. So I used to sell coaching for like $30, you know, per hour, and people would buy that 1 hour, okay, and then they would message me back later on, saying, I would like to buy again. Can you send me the link? You know, and my body was literally frozen, and I didn't understand why. My body, I swear to God, this is some next level shit. My body didn't agree to sending the payment link. Isn't that insane? My body, like I was here making videos, making a business, trying to get rich and all of this crap. And when the client messaged me, hello bro, can I buy from you? My body didn't react, didn't respond. It was frozen. Why? Because these fucking guys were working together. These guys were in my psyche. They were in my mind, unconscious, in my unconscious mind. So that's mostly it for this video. I haven't explained this part right here. So this one is delving a little bit deeper into systems thinking. The video is 1 hour, holy fuck. So if you want me to make a video on thinking in systems, right? And how to map yourself, how to map your brain, right? And not just your brain, but also like your actions, how to get better at the game, how to get, you know, how to improve at this shit, how to improve at life. What is stocks? What is a good actions? What is a bad actions? What are interacting elements? What is this shit? What is feedback? What is the process, outflow, inflow, output, input, function, purpose, interactions, elements, systems, behavior, system? What is this shit? What does that even mean, you know? If you want me to make a video explaining like all of these different diagrams, tell me and I'll do it. But for now, I'm having a good fucking life. I'm applying for jobs, I'm mapping myself, I'm understanding reality, and I am improving. I am actually seeing fucking results. I am actually getting fucking answers, and I'm understanding how this shit actually works. Life is good. Life is good, bro. Holy shit. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.